I first became aware of coal ash leakage in 1972, the first time I canoed past the ash ponds and saw the chemical leakage into the river. Some of my family worked at Illinois Power, and they worked on the ash ponds, and they told me, explained how the ash ponds worked and things, but I never thought about them as being a real hazard until recently with the blowouts in Tennessee and North Carolina, and finding out that they're actually leaking in the subterranean water also.
The coal ash disposal is a huge personal issue for me and for my family, because I've been on the river 3 times this spring and summer already, and every time I go down that stretch of river where the coal ash pond is at, it looks, quote, pretty to see all the different colors that are seeping out when actually they're indeed heavy metals seeping out from that coal ash right into the river.
Coal ash is the waste that's left over after burning coal in a power plant, much like you have ash left over after burning wood in a wood fireplace. The issue with coal ash, though, is that coal, when burned, releases a number of the pollutants, including salts and metals, that are found in coal, concentrating and releasing many of those pollutants. And those are things like arsenic, lead, cadmium, chromium, mercury, selenium. Dynegy Vermilion Power Plant has 3 coal ash pits, all of which are located in the floodplain of the Middle Fork of the Vermilion River, which is our state's only nationally designated scenic river. 2 of those ash pits are unlined and now have been shown to be actively leaching coal ash pollutants into the groundwater as well as into the river.
The Middle Fork of the Vermilion River is one of the most biodiverse, intact systems, river systems in Illinois. What we found to date is that concentrations of certain elements like cadmium, lead, and mercury are in fact higher downstream of the Dynegy site. At a coarse level, it appears that elevated concentrations of these elements in the river are related to the adjacent Dynegy facility.
We have people come here to the Middle Fork River, you know, all year round, and especially in the summertime. And there's thousands of people who come here every summer. And I mean, they come from not only the Danville area, but Chicago, Peoria, Bloomington, Springfield. I mean, all over the entire state, people come here for recreational purposes.
The Vermilion County, Illinois Board recently unanimously passed a resolution addressing the cleanup issue at the Dynegy site. The essence of the resolution is to have Dynegy clean up the site, do it properly, build a new retention basin that is lined, and cap that properly, and then have monitoring of that new scientifically correct site for the future.
Dynegy would like to just cap the ash ponds, which is a dump and run solution for them, but it doesn't address at all the undercutting in the ash ponds or the fact that their ash ponds are setting over subterranean mines, which allows leakage into the groundwater.
With the current situation of the riverbank constantly eroding and the coal ash ponds being so close to the river, I see that there's a definite potential for a serious problem in the future.
I think we've seen in other parts of the country what happens when you aren't proactive, and we don't want accidents happening in Vermilion County that happened elsewhere in our country.
You take the ash from the plant once the coal has been burned and you stack it in a pond, and that's what we did, and apparently the dike that was there failed, and as a result there was an ash slide, like a mudslide.
Greenpeace is calling for a criminal investigation into a major environmental disaster at a coal plant outside Knoxville, Tennessee. Early Monday morning, a 40-acre pond containing toxic coal ash collapsed. 2.6 million cubic yards of coal ash spilled out of the retention pond, burying homes and roads. Over 400 acres of land are now under as much as 6 feet of sludge. Environmentalists say the spill is more than 30 times larger than the Exxon Valdez oil spill. North Carolina is facing a major spill from a shuttered coal plant near Greensboro. Up to 82,000 tons of coal ash and 27 million gallons of polluted water leaked into the Dan River after a pipe ruptured beneath a coal ash pond owned by Duke Energy. The ash contains toxic metals that could threaten drinking water, including arsenic, mercury, lead, and boron. Duke says the leak has been stopped for now.
And I strongly believe and feel in my heart it is an ethical duty for us to protect the Middle Fork of the Wild and Scenic River, because it's not only for us, it's for our children, our grandchildren, future citizens of Vermilion County, and it's for the animals and plants in the area that don't have a say but have a right to be there just as well.